I know you don't like school, but the exams are not going to pass themselves. So here's a grade 9 analysis from exposure with context, language, structure, themes, so you can ace your literature exam and never have to think about poetry again. Up first, one sentence summary. Exposure is about the suffering of soldiers, highlighting the pointless nature of war. Context. The geezer who wrote this poem was Wilfred Owen, former World War I soldier. And if the title doesn't give it away, he wanted to expose the reality of war for these soldiers. I really am. Owen was also greatly inspired by Sassoon, as they shared similar values about war. They both wrote against people like Jesse Pope, who glorified war and spread propaganda. Owen sadly died at 25, showing the human cost of war. Language. So if you've not already been listening up till now, I recommend you get those listening ears on, because this is literally the main event. Quotations. You know what that means. The 3 for 3 rule. We use 3 quotations and say 3 things about each quotation. Quote number 1. Merciless iced east winds that knive us. Hopefully when I was reading that you could hear the sibilance. Repetition of S, that is. Now the sibilance is used to convey the severity of the wind, linking back to the reality of war. The adjective merciless also describes the continuous nature of war and how relentless it is to the soldiers. Now the main event in this quote is the personification, because the wind can't actually knife someone, of course. But this is quite ironic, because the enemy soldiers are the ones that are meant to have the weapons, not nature. Again, this is Owen exposing the reality of war. The love of God seems dying. In this quote there's a metaphor, which we can link back to context, you see, because during World War I it was a very religious time, so it's shocking that Owen is sort of, questioning God and his intentions. War must be bad if the love of God is dying. Get what I'm saying? The verb dying is particularly impactful in this quote as well. You see, it could mean 2 things. For one, it could represent the physical loss of soldiers, but it could also represent the loss of hope. Put together, this really conveys the overall harshness of the war. The noun God uses religious imagery. Owen is yet again reinforcing how dangerous this war is, because even the benevolent higher power can't stop it. Sudden successive flights of bullets streak the silence. The noun streak uses sensory imagery, suggesting that the war is particularly overwhelming for these soldiers. However, the noun silence has connotations of calmness and tranquility. Now, the juxtaposition between these 2 terms suggests how unpredictable the war is. There's 2 extremes. There's either streaking or silence, and these soldiers are stuck in the middle of it. Basically, in modern terms, this is like they're at the McDonald's drive-thru, they've put their order through, but it's like they can't quite get to their food yet, they're just chilling in the middle. Now for structure. I'm going to use a demonstration for this because I know you guys are already getting bored and need a visual way to learn. Pew! I know your secrets. No, I don't really. Firstly, the poem has regular rhyme, A, B, B, A, C, demonstrating the monotony of war. Just like this. Monotonous. Owen also uses irregular line lengths to show how the soldier's hope is fading due to the unpredictability of war. Now, do you know what also is unpredictable? This chicken. I'm interested to see what... Now, this is also unpredictable. I was expecting there to be the same size slices, but no, apparently this little fella came out. That's tiny. Not same size. Unpredictable. Owen uses the first person plural, our, we, to show how the suffering is felt by all, just like how I'm going to put all of the seasoning on the chicken and rice. My favourite. Still going. That should do it. That's how the poem Exposure is structured, just like chicken and rice. I'm going to scram this now. Joking, I'm saving it for lunch. So, onto the key themes and comparison. Exposure's got quite a few themes. I think the largest one that you could focus on is the reality of conflict. but you could also speak about loss or the power of nature. Some poems I might compare it to is probably Exposure. We're doing Exposure right now. Some poems I'll probably compare it to is The Prelude, because you've got the similarities of the nature, but on the other hand you could probably do The Charge of the Light Brigade, as you can see how different poets present war differently. So that was Wilfred Owen's Exposure. If you want a grade 9 fully analysed flashcard of this poem and the 14 others, go to thetutorwhogetsit.co.uk and I'll also link it down in the description. But for now, be your best, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.